Issei was infamous for being a pervert, but unable to find a girlfriend. Even in a school filled with 90% beautiful girls, his luck seemed to change when a cute girl asked him out on a date. But little did he know the date turned into a nightmare as it became his death day. However, this poor guy was saved by a stunning woman known as Reyes Gremini, the president of his school for 3 years. Issei woke up and found out he slept with his dream girl on the same bed, and also his wound was healed by her. But before his dream happened, Issei and his 2 dumb friends, Matsuda Motohama, were struggling to find a girl, while a guy named Kiba Yuto, also known as the good-looking guy. Most girls really wanted to date him. That's why the trio are so envious of him. After that, the dumb trio always peek into the girls' changing room, but suddenly was caught up by a karate girl group and got some cute bamboo swords from the girls. These 3 idiots really loved Reyes, ranking in first place for the most beautiful girl in the entire school. After imagining that he has a girlfriend every day in the best view of sunset, Yuma-chan comes and asks him to go on a date with her. Issei woke up the next day with a pretty smile and introduced Yuma-chan as his girlfriend to his 2 dumb friends. That day, Issei couldn't believe that he could date a gorgeous woman like Yuma-chan. Unluckily, after the so-called best date for Issei, Yuma-chan revealed her true identity as a fallen angel who wanted to kill him so badly. She threw her sword right into Issei's body. When Issei is about to die, he is still delusional, dreaming about sharing his life with Reyes even if it's his last breath. Immediately, a red rune comes up following the gorgeous woman Reyes with red hair and asks him to devote his life for her. Next day, he woke up and tried to tell his 2 idiot friends that he had dated Yuma-chan, but every chat or call from Yuma-chan was deleted. Issei's memory was blurred and confused about what happened to him. So, he decided to go to the same park that he and Yuma-chan had previously dated. While walking to the park, Issei was surprised and also concerned since he can hear 2 mother and daughter from far away. There's a weird power through his body. Unexpectedly, a guy named Dunasige, the devil, showed up and tried to kill him. Issei got stabbed from white crystal, a deadly poison in the same old spot. When Issei was about to die for the 2nd time, his master Reyes Gremini and other Gremari clan came out to save him. He woke up again and thought it was just a dream, but suddenly he saw a gorgeous woman sleeping beside him. That's when he realized this is not a dream since he gave his life to Master Reyes Gremari, and now he's one of the devils in the Gremari house. After understanding what his master said, both of them walked back to school. Reyes tells him she will send an errand boy to call him after class. His 2 idiot friends appear and give him a friendly punch since he betrayed his comrades by walking with Reyes. While Issei was waiting for the errand boy to take him, suddenly Kiba-kun appeared and introduced him as an errand boy. Both of them are going to the occult research club. Issei first meets his mate Koneko-san, who is a first-year student known as a cute loli. Gorgeous Himejima Akeno, known as the club's vice president. And last one is Reyes, master of the clan. Reyes starts to explain Issei was dating Yuma-chan, who is the queen of fallen angels. Her mission is to kill Issei, who is known as Sacred Gear's user. After revealing everything, Issei's first mission is trying to form a contract with Morisawa. Issei just joined the devil. He still can't teleport through Akeno's magic, so he decided to go by his bike in the middle of the night. Morisawa mocks him that he can't even cast a spell to teleport, and both of them argue about Drago Emball the whole night. That's why Issei couldn't form a contract. On the way back to his clan, another fallen angel showed up to kill Issei again. After throwing her blade, she accidentally saw a red rune of the Gremari family on his hand. By imagining what his master said, Issei focused, and one of the best weapons in the devil called Sacred Gear appeared in his hand. From just a power from the Sacred Gear, the fallen angel's clothes was destroyed. Then she escaped hurriedly. Another day comes when Issei walks into school. He suddenly meets a cute loli nun, Asia Argento. They greet each other, and Issei's still the same. He got a friend, also his crush. Since Asia got lost, Issei helped her to find her way to the church. On the way to church, a kid fell and hurt his knee. Asia uses her green magic rune to help him. Upon arriving at the church, both of them promise to become friends. Back from church, Issei got yelled at by his master. It's very dangerous to stay near a nun or church as devils. Issei got upset and thought he couldn't keep his promise with Asia. After getting a message from the Archduke, there was a stray evil in the town. Stray evil is like a devil, but they betrayed their master by killing or eating them. When the Gremari family get into a fight, Reyes commend her servant into a chessboard. Yuto was a knight since he has super speed and can use many swords at the same time. Kaneko was a rook because he has a strong power and super strength, and lastly, Akeno was a queen since she can use thunder magic. Reyes asks a stray evil any last word before her death. and finishes her with a magic call checkmate. Back in the house, Rias asks Issei to form a contract with his second client. After arriving at the client's house, he enters and suddenly steps on a red liquid, which is the blood of his client. Fried Zelzan, known as a priest, is the one who killed his client and want to kill Issei as well. He has a light sword and a gun. Issei got shot on his leg and he released the sacred gear to fight back. Since he is a lower devil, he can't win against the priest. When Zelzan almost killed Issei, a loud scream came out. It's actually Asia's voice that turns out she is the assistant of the priest. Asia is surprised that her best friend is a devil. Issei feels sorry that he is a devil and hopes to never meet each other again. Zelzan already killed Issei, but Asia came and covered him and asked to bear his life. Zelzan is very mad at Asia and bullies her by destroying her clothes in front of Issei. Seeing his friend get bullied, Issei gains more power to fight against the priest to save his friend. But because of his wound, he still can't beat that ass. Instantly, all of Grimori's family come and save him. Kiba was about to kill that bastard, but Rias came and said to save Issei is their priority. All of them used their spell to teleport back, but Issei refused since he wanted to save Asia too. But since she was a nun, she can't go through the devil's portal. She cries and hopes one day she can meet Issei again. Rias heals Issei by hugging him in a naked body, and Akeno wraps up his injuries as he felt guilty for being a weakling. The next day, he went to the park to do some exercise. Luckily, his favorite friend showed up again. Issei and Asia go on a date. They ate hamburger, played arcade while Issei's wound still hurt. Asia used her spell to heal Issei and reveal her background. She was abandoned by her parents. One day, a dog was about to die and she prayed for the dog. A miracle occurred where the dog lived again. She used all her magic to heal everyone. She was really happy and enjoyed what she was doing. Then she encountered a man collapsed on the floor, and she tried to heal him, but sadly, he is a devil. Everyone outed her thinking she's a witch, since she can heal the devil. But happy times didn't last long. Yuma-chan showed up with her true form of fallen angel, trying to get Asia back. She threw her light lance to Issei's stomach and blew up the place, kidnapped Asia back to her place. After coming back home, Issei begs Rias to rescue Asia, but Rias refuses, since she is a nun. Issei decided to help Asia alone. Kiba and Koneko joined Issei to make sure he didn't die, but Rias and Akeno actually had a plan up their sleeve. Rias and Akeno secretly meet up with 3 fallen angels. Suddenly, one of the fallen angels mocking at servant Issei, and it got Rias riled up, killing all 3 of them. Issei, Kiba, Koneko arrive at the church and they meet Fried Zelzan again. Kiba used his sword's sacred gear called Holy Eraser, Koneko throwing a table at him. Zelzan knew that he couldn't defeat these 3 at once, so he used a smoke bomb to escape. Arriving in the basement of the church, Asia almost died because a fallen angel took out her special gear. Kiba and Koneko take out the black trash, and Issei works to rescue her. Issei cried and felt sorry for Asia as he couldn't protect her. Suddenly, a fallen angel appears and tries to kill Issei by throwing red lance at his legs. Issei is really mad at her because she abused his best friend. Issei got immense power, changing his sacred gear to Red Dragon, one of the best sacred gear ever in the devil world. He grabs her leg and punches the fallen angel in one shot. All of the Gremory house arrived and were surprised with Issei power. Koneko takes the fallen angel back to the room. She transformed into Yuma-chan to trick Issei again. While Issei wants to help her, Kiba and Koneko want to help him from the fallen angel trap. But Rias stops them after Issei figures out this kind of trap. He asked Rias to destroy the fallen angel with her magic special gear. Back to Asia, and now she became one of the devils in Gremory. Rias asks Asia to join her school, but struggles to find a home for Asia. The only person that Asia trusts is Issei, so she asks Asia to live with Issei. Asia became the housewife at Issei house, and his parents were very happy. But Rias seems unhappy since Asia became the wife for Issei. Another day came when Asia had to get into school, and she studied in the same class with Issei. She told everyone that she lived with Issei. His 2 dumb friends were nosy since almost every gorgeous girl lived with him. Rias commanded Issei the 3rd time to form a contract with another client. When Issei arrived, his client was a man who wore a cute uniform. This time, the contract is to find a cute lolly for him. But Issei can't do it and failed the 3rd time. Issei knew that Rias was disappointed at him, so he was in a bad mood and took a nap, but when he woke up, he saw Rias sleeping naked near him. This gives him the opportunity to touch her melons if he can form a contract with his 4th client successfully. Both of them went through Akeno's spell and arrived in Japan's traditional samurai place. His 4th client is Susan. Her request is only to take her notebook since it's too scary for her to do it every night. She completed forming the contract, but Susan asked Issei and Rias for another. She seemed to be in love with another samurai, but she didn't know what to do. Issei found the solution by writing a love letter to him. Susan writes a love letter and shoots it with her arrow. The following day, a samurai comes and enjoys reading her letter, then both of them become a couple. When Issei and Rias came back from forming a contract, Issei asked for his wish, but Rias granted him only 5 seconds. But everyone came in, and he missed his chance to grab Rias's melons again. Rias hugs Issei and thanks him for never letting her down, but Akeno notices that her master might have a crush on Issei. When all of them were meeting the Citri family, the high-class devil came up and introduced a new servant to each other. Issei is the 8-pawn servant, and Saji 4-pawn servant. Rias and Sona Citri competed with each other in a tennis game. 4 gorgeous women were fighting over the winner, including all of the students who came to watch the game since it was a big match for the school. When she used her magic, both of her rackets were destroyed. All of them are going to the Red Jungle to find Asia and Issei's familiar. In the creepy jungle, a guy showed up. His name is Zatuji, the familiar master. Zatuji asked Issei to catch the water spirit. Issei's dream of water spirit was cute and beautiful, but it's actually a muscular girl. Issei backed down since the dude looked like a strong man. Issei's new familiar is a small dragon he loved and is about to use sacred gear to catch it. Suddenly, tons of green slime comes out and destroys all the girl's clothes. The family's master says with a noseblood it is called Clothes Destroyer Slime. Kaneko punched Issei's face while looking at their clothes. Then, a blue thunder attack on Issei turns out it was the dragon he was about to catch. It flies over to Asia's hand since it chooses Asia to be its master. Asia named it Rase because it attacked Issei with lightning. While Issei goes back to sleep, he dreams about getting married to Rias and suddenly a strange noise alert out. It's actually the voice of his sacred gear, the Red Dragon. The Red Dragon told him that he will become stronger since they're a partner in crime now. When he goes back to school, the trio start their mission by hiding in the girls' changing room again. Kaneko caught them and punched them really hard. While Rias is talking to Akino, the wife of her brother Surzek Lucifer showed up and reminded her it's time for her to engage with the Phoenix family. After school, Riser, the 3rd son of Phoenix family, comes to pick up Rias for his engagement. But this dude isn't a good match for Rias. Issei tried to protect her, but got hit by his servant. Rias stands up to protect Issei and challenges him with a rating game. Days go by and all of them start training hard for their own sacred gear. Kiba trains Issei to use a sword. Akeno trains Issei how to use magic, and Koneko trains Issei to gain more strength since he is too weak. At night, Issei comes to Asia's room to rent one of her clothes for his own training, which is called Dress Breaker. The rating game starts with all of them being teleported to Battleground through the Red Rune. Rias ordered parts of her servant to defend and attack after they understood the plan all of them set to their position. Except Issei, who is still laying with Rias, but it's just a simple spell that Rias puts on Issei. Koneko used her familiar on the tree to look out for enemy moves. Akeno put her familiar in the sky to trap the enemy. After the trap was prepared, Koneko and Issei got into the gym. Both of them face 2 pawns and a rook. Koneko fights with rocks and Issei tries to keep them distracted. The fight begins. Koneko and the rook fight style are similar since both of them use power of leg and hand. Issei tried to run and put his red rune on those 3 girls after he got it. He used his fight style called Dress Breaker to destroy all of their clothes. Koneko wins against the rook and both of them leave immediately. Akeno uses her thunder magic to destroy all of the gym in one shot. Another 3 pawns of Phoenix's family also trap in Kiba illusion. While Issei and Koneko try to help Kiba, Koneko gets shot by the queen of the Phoenix family. Koneko can't heal and teleport outside the battle. Akeno is here to help Issei and ask Issei to go on to help Kiba, but Kiba already takes down the 3 pawn by Akeno help. Kiba and Issei continue to a new fight field. Kiba fights with the rook, and Issei needs to face 2 pawns and the sister of Riser again. Kiba and Phoenix rook fight is epic. Both of them use their sacred gear. Meanwhile, Issei still used his secret spell Dress Breaker on another pawn and won against that pawn. Suddenly, Rias and Asia were on the rooftop fighting with Riser. Issei and Kiba combine their sacred gear together, call Swordbird, and eliminate all of the Phoenix family. The Queen of Phoenix appears and eliminates Akeno and Kiba at the same time. Issei goes to the rooftop and tries to help Rias. However, Queen of Phoenix used her magic on Asia, but Issei blocked it. Then Asia was blacked out. Rias and Issei now battle 2 versus 2 with the Phoenix King and Queen. Riser is too overpowered and wanted to kill Issei, but Rias came just in time and surrendered to save his adorable pawn, Issei. The game ended after the president of Gremory surrendered. Issei was crying and disappointed with himself. Issei woke up and Graphia teleported to him, and told him about the loss. Issei cries and blames himself for his inability to help Rias. Graphia found out Issei was a very interesting pawn of Rias, so she gave a teleport rune to the engagement's party. Since it is his last chance to save Rias, he contacts his partner Red Dragon and makes a deal with him by giving his left hand to the dragon in order to gain more power. But because Issei is so weak, he can only use the power for under 10 seconds. Back at the engagement party, Rias is thinking about Issei and wants to run away from engaging with Riser, but she has to because she lost the game. Kiba, Akeno, and Koneko also join the engagement. Rassier appears and introduces Rias as his wonderful wife, but our hero Issei arrives to rescue Rias. Kiba, Akeno, and Koneko joined Issei in saving Rias' mission. Sir Zek arrived and challenged Razor to fight against Issei one-on-one. This time, both of them are the legendary Sacred Gear Dragon and Phoenix. After the fight began, Sir Zek asked what Issei wanted as a reward if he won this fight. Issei said he wanted to have Rias' virginity. The fight began when Issei promoted himself as queen and overboost his sacred gear that the dragon gave him, called Balance Breaker. He transforms into a real dragon sacred gear. During his fights with Riser, he uses a cross that he borrowed from Asia. Riser, as a devil, can't take a cross, but Issei can, since he offers his left hand to his dragon partner. When Issei is about to finish Riser, he runs out of time and transforms back to normal. Riser sees a chance and wants to bounce back against Issei, but suddenly he takes out the holy water from Asia and pour it on Riser's face. When Riser became weak, Issei put together all of his Gremry's family sacred gear to his sacred gear and knocked Riser out. His sister comes to rescue him, and Koneko comes to help Issei and throw Issei to Rias. Both of them fly away, and finally, in the end, Issei gets his reward, a kiss from his dream girl.